Hello, everybody. Welcome to this very brief micro lecture on channel integration. I separate this topic out because it's a very common thing going on. There's lots of reasons for it, why it's happening, but it's definitely a increasing in terms of importance. So all the functions within a channel need to be completed one way or another. The real question is who should complete them. Okay, and you can make the decision to complete, as a manufacturer, complete all the functions for yourself, or you can make the decision to outsource those functions and give it to other people to do. So, what what is what is really having a large influence on this type of decision making at this point is the advancement in logistics. So, for a long, long time, manufacturers did not want to sell directly to the consumer because it just was, from a logistics standpoint, was just not feasible. That's not what they did for a living. They thought to themselves, well, we don't really. That's what the retailers and the wholesalers are for, to help accomplish those channel tasks. However, today, because we've gotten much more efficient in terms of logistics, manufacturers are seeing the viability of selling their products direct. Now, there's a lot of things that come into play there, but not the least of which is probably the value of the items that it is that you're selling. Not everybody should do it, and not everybody really wants to do it. But having said that, it's something that's actually changing. Um, and and the other side of the coin is, and this is again the key driver to it, is consumers are willing to buy from more sources than they had in the past, whereas they might have gone to the store to buy a bunch of different things, um, all in one basket. In today's world, they're a little more willing to order online and have the products delivered to them, for example. So all those things are coming into play in terms of making this decision of what are the channel functions and who is and should be doing them. We think about integration of channels as having somebody in the channel position, integrating the functions either on either side of them, either moving backward in the channel or moving forward in the channel, and deciding to take on that role that way. Forward integration is moving forward in the distribution channel. So the example I would give is Frigidaire purchases Sears or opens its own retail stores to move forward in the channel. Moving backward in the integration channel would be, Sears offering, for example, its private label Kenmore. The retailer becomes the manufacturer, and private label and proprietary label is another term used for that, are growing in popularity because retailers are so big. Um, and what's great about private label to the retailer is that gives them negotiating power with the manufacturers. Certainly, the restrictions of purchasing the brand through the manufacturer um, is relaxed because they're just essentially only acting as a manufacturer. You create the value of the brand. Um, you often have much better margins than you do when you're buying a similar product through them, and it helps differentiate the retailer from other retailers. This is the value of the power of retail private label brands is huge, um, especially in regular consumer products, because, say, for example, you run out of that. Use that last oh, amount of soap in your great value dishwashing soap at home, and you say, well, we need to get more of that. And go, oh, you have to go to Walmart to get that. So it's actually got a very powerful thing for the brand, for the retailer as well. To and I think Walmart, as an example, has, I can't remember last time I looked. I want to say it was at least 70 separate private label brands in their in that they offer in their store, and quite often they are category leaders. In other words, the brand is one of the top three brands in the product category, just because Walmart's that big and people know the value of the brand. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what's involved with the integration. So the last thing we're going to talk about are some of the retail channels, and this is where it's an important topic for us to discuss because that's where our consumer, our target customer, is going to buy our product most likely. If you have any questions about this, please let me know, and we'll move on to the next one.